Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's ride across Clown Town, in which we'll be talking about Taylor. But not this Taylor, no, this Taylor, rather, Taylor the Swift. So, Taylor Swift, successful artist, was forced by the activists and whiners to remove a scene from her latest video titled Anti-Hero, because there was a scale with the word fat in it, and a lot of people of course got instantly butthurt. Now, let's start by saying that the reason for this scale with the word fat to be there was not that Taylor was calling overweight people fat, disgusting losers, or that she was trying to be rude or anything. It was an artistical expression, because time ago she used to suffer from the high standards as a famous person of being thin, and she used to have feeding disorders and problems and such because of that. Let's read, gentlemen, and we will cover along the way. Taylor Swift's music video for her recent single Anti-Hero has been edited to remove a scene that has been accused of being fatphobic. The clip depicted Swift standing on a scale with the word fat appearing where the measurements should be while she sings, "I stare directly at the sun, but never in the mirror." The camera then pans to Swift looking at a second version of herself who shakes her head. So it's a metaphor, right? It's a metaphor that she doesn't have the confidence in herself. I don't see where the fatphobia is, but, you know, who am I? On October 26, Variety reported that the video had been edited on Apple Music to remove the frame that shows the scale. On October 27, it was removed from the YouTube video after it had received 35 million views. On October 21st, the day of the video's release, Swift posted a tweet saying the video represented her nightmare scenarios and intrusive thoughts. As Rebecca Jennings, Shira Talo, and Gabriela Fernandez of Vox noted, the song references Swift's insecurities and self-loathing, and the scene featuring a scale appears to be part of her insecurity about weight. Excuse me, guys, I've drank some coffee and I don't know what's going on, which Swift has previously spoken about. It sparked controversy on social media as activists and health professionals argued that her use of the word fat is harmful, while others defended her right to portray her own experience. No, you do not get to portray your own experience in 2022. Here is the damned picture, gentlemen. Here is the damned cursed picture that got so many people, spitting blood out of their mouth. Critics argued the scene promoted fatphobic narratives. One of the most viral Twitter threads calling out the scene was from Shira Rosenblunt, I know that's not her name, a social worker. I'm yet to see a modern social worker that actually does something for society instead of whining all day. Specializing in the treatment of disordered eating, an Instagrammer, who identifies as fat positive. Here's what she said. Taylor Swift's music video, where she looks down at the scale where it says fat, is a crappy way to describe her body image struggles. Fat people don't need to have it reiterated, yet again, that it's everyone's worst nightmare to look like us, she wrote in a tweet on October 21st that has received over 4,000 likes. Damn, man, 40,000 NPCs agree with this. You know where the problem lies, gentlemen? The problem is that Taylor Swift is thin. If she was fat, this part of the video will be empowering and a message to society about the poor oppressed victims of society's hate towards overweight people. But since she is thin, they took it as an insult. Which I still don't freaking understand. Which part was an insult? I mean, it wasn't addressed towards anyone. It was a self-reflection of Taylor that she was shamed for not being thinner. It just never ceases to amaze me the tremendous mental gymnastics that snowflakes go through nowadays to get offended. Rosenblunt's viral Twitter thread ended with, "Having an eating disorder doesn't excuse fatphobia. It's not hard to say I'm struggling with my body image today instead of I'm a fat, disgusting pig." Aren't you proud that you are fat? I mean, isn't that the root of body positivity? To like yourself even if you are overweight? Then what's the problem if you feel that someone is addressing you as fat? Guys, imagine that you are short, alright? If someone states that you are short, would you get pissed about it? No, right? Because you realize you are short and you don't have a problem with it. So the people who are overweight or short and get constantly mad about it either don't realize they are overweight or they don't feel good about it. I place my bet on the second assumption. Let's continue reading. Several people echoed this sentiment, saying the scene is damaging because it reiterates the negative connotations around the word fat, which have historically led to the discrimination of people who live in larger bodies. Alright. There is a reason for that word having negative connotations, and it is that it's not good to be overweight. I'm not even gonna go through the many reasons why that is, because I think anyone with two working cells can figure it out. Criticism of Swift also spread on TikTok, where various videos highlighting similar concerns garnered hundreds of thousands of views. Erin Phillips, a registered dietitian licensed in Washington state, told Insider at the time, Taylor saying that her worst nightmares or intrusive thoughts is the scale saying she's fat is incredibly damaging to actual fat people. She's saying, I feel terrible when my body feels the way your body is. The message she's sending, especially to her young fans in larger bodies, is so hurtful. Dear Erin Phillips and all members residing inside larger bodies, let me tell you this. The world does not revolve around you. It's crazy to think, I know, but it's just how it is, man. And you know what is funny to me? If you were to ask all fat people if they want to be thinner, 99% of them will say yes. Right? If there was a magic button that made you thin instantaneously, everybody will press it. But because losing weight requires effort, these people prefer to be comfortable being overweight than facing their problems. And I don't think by any means that fat people should be publicly shamed or something. Come on, we're not in 5th grade anymore. Nobody goes out there insulting fat people for the sake of it. But something we all know is that being overweight is bad. Is worse than being the healthy weight. This is why it's viewed down upon. Okay, let's not pretend that eating healthy and grinding at the gym is equally as valuable as laying all day in bed eating Cheetos. And gentlemen, let me tell you, I've personally went in my adulthood through being underweight and overweight. Like, at one point I was 62 kilograms or 136 pounds, which is incredibly low for my height. And when I was overweight, I reached 95 kilograms or 210 pounds. And losing weight is not easy, but it's not hard either if you focus on it. Something I learned is that losing or gaining weight is 90% mental and 10% physical. I used to think that it all depends on your health habits like eating, exercising, sleeping, and it kinda does, but it all starts mentally. And going through problems or stress often results in being overweight. This is why a lot of people who, for example, go through divorces or have traumatic experiences lose or gain a lot of weight. I cannot stress how much the mental health affects the body's reaction to weight changes. So, there are a few exceptions of people that are overweight or underweight due to some illness, but for the vast majority, being an unhealthy weight is due to some problem they are not strong enough to overcome. So, being overweight is not only bad physically, but also mentally. And no one is forcing other people to change, you know? But what you can do is go out here and cancel other people because they don't fit your Disney narrative. Reality is one and you cannot change it, no matter how much you try and play around the word fat, no matter how much you try to change everyone's perspective so you don't feel bad. Let's keep reading. Many fans then urged Swift to apologize for the video. We're not reading that. Swift history with disordered eating led some to argue for a more sympathetic take. Swift previously spoke about her struggles with disordered eating, talking in the 2020 documentary Miss Americana about being triggered to just starve a little bit when she saw pictures of herself. In an interview with Variety in 2020, she said, "My relationship with food was exactly the same psychology that I applied to everything else in my life. If I was given a pat on the head, I registered that as good. If I was giving a punishment, I registered that as bad." Swift also revealed she had issues with undereating during her tour for the album Reputation in 2018. Given Anti-Hero aims to reflect Swift's insecurities, some people argued it's damaging to suggest she shouldn't be able to open up about body image. If you think any time people with an eating disorder speak about their issues is fatphobic, You're facilitating the idea that people shouldn't talk about it. Exactly. Isn't it ironic that the body positivity movement cancels people who actually want to talk about body disorders and problems they've faced? Serena Nangia of Project Heal, a non-profit that advocates equitable treatment access for eating disorders, told Insider she was not surprised that Swift's fear of being perceived as fat would be displayed in a song about her insecurities. Nangia stressed how crucial it is that people with experience of disordered eating are able to express what they're feeling without judgment. However, she added, we also believe it's important that thin people in conversations about fatphobia and disordered eating hold an awareness of the impact they have when depicting common struggles over fears of gaining weight. Remember what I told you guys in the beginning? The problem is that she is thin. If she was fat, it will all be okay. The response to the edited video has been mixed. Many fans have said they are glad the video has now been edited and that the change has had no impact on the message Swift was trying to convey in the scene or in the song itself. So, what if I go to the Mona Lisa and I delete one element from the painting and then I say, oh, but the change doesn't have an impact on the message? Hey, screw you, man. It's art. Let the artist express herself however the hell she wants to. Damn, man. Several said that it was good of Swift to listen to fans who voiced that they were hurt by this and rectify the harm she caused to people who identify as fat. Guys, I identify as Brad Pitt, and I also identify as having 2 million subscribers, so yeah, get to it. But let's talk about the harm. Why there is harm, where does this harm come from? It comes from the fact that some fat people know that they are fat and they don't like it, and they feel exposed or in the spotlight when they get taken out of their fairy world where they negate reality. Some people are fat and they just don't give a crap about it, right? They either accept it, yes, I'm fat, I know, or they admit they don't want to change, they don't care if they are overweight. For many, the efforts of losing weight are not worth it for the price of being a healthy weight. Okay, respectable. But others get extremely butthurt because they know they don't want to be fat, but they know they aren't strong enough to face the problem. And yes, I'm calling them weak because I'm tired. I'm tired of the stupid mindset today that everybody deserves everything unconditionally. I'm tired of people pretending. I'm tired of people calling black white. I'm tired of the active promotion of weakness. It's not about being disrespectful or rude. There is no need to shame people for their life choices, but let's all agree on opening our eyes to reality. And reality is that living in a larger body is unhealthy and can lead to many problems. The body positivity movement is harmful to overweight people. It's the worst enemy for them because it lies to them, it covers their eyes, it actively enforces their weakness, it makes them throw the towel. Instead of accepting that gaining weight can happen for many reasons and can happen to anyone, and that it should be treated to the best of your capabilities, the body positivity just says, yeah, stay overweight, don't even try, learn to love yourself like this, force the whole world to agree to the things that make you comfortable. And a lot of overweight people who may feel bad about themselves or find it hard to lose weight, they entirely give up and find comfort in not facing the problems. Let's end this article. Others, many of whom defended Swift from accusations of fatphobia, have suggested, yeah, let's hear their reasonable opinions. She was bullied into editing the video and lamented the possibility that she wouldn't continue to speak up about her insecurities following the backlash. Or, well, of course she won't. Because nowadays, everything is offensive to everyone.
That makes me uncomfortable. Anything that makes me uncomfortable in 2017 should be illegal. You know what?